Hi everyone, Gianni Di Poce here with you for TheoTrade, and today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Stocks are bid again today after seeing a nice rally come through on Monday, and this comes after going out near the lows of the week. Now, granted, we did just have the contract roll from March to June in the equity index futures, so some of that selling may have just been systemic and the result of rolling from March to June. But, so far this week, uh, Bulls have the advantage, and it may end up being something similar to last week where you had technology and growth sectors doing well up until about Thursday, and then energy came back in and stole the show. So today, actually, despite the indices being higher, you do have energy as the top performing sector. I'll get to that in a moment and really just discuss how we are still at the mercy of crude oil and the energy market. But I do like seeing the Nasdaq outperforming. As always, it is up more than the other indices. The Dow also seeing a smart rally, up a little bit less than the rest. And then you have the Russell 2000 actually up the most, but that's in the small cap category. Now, you do have semiconductors lagging a little bit behind. You take a look here at SMH, the semiconductor ETF, only up about 0.5%. The semiconductor index only up about 0.25%. Yesterday, you had a bit of an algorithmic fury where Jensen Wang said, we might have $1 trillion in revenue. It got bought, got sold pretty quickly. But on the semiconductor front, we need to pay attention to Micron, which is going to be reporting earnings tomorrow. Now, everyone's paying attention to the Fed tomorrow. I understand why. I'll get to that in a moment. But Micron has been the strongest stock of the major semiconductor names recently. So really important to keep this momentum going, especially as we've still seen semiconductors outperforming the broader market. That's usually a risk on signal. So even though technology has fallen off, you look at XLK, done nothing at much in months. Semiconductors have largely shrugged off those concerns and have continued to go higher. Now, on the front of the Fed, so we have the Fed meeting tomorrow, Jerome Powell press conference. With this spike in oil, you look at the VIX, it's almost it like tit for tat, positively correlated with the VIX. So pretty much we're at the mercy of oil prices right now. Oil prices rising is just fuel for bears at this point, not what bulls want to see. But tomorrow you have the Fed meeting. First and foremost, the Fed's not going to be cutting. Don't look for any changes. But the press conference, the rhetoric that they put out is what's going to be key. So we have this, major escalation in geopolitics, this major conflict going on in Iran. And historically, central banks, one of their historical roles is to basically support government financing efforts and even war efforts. So I'm curious what the Fed is going to say, if anything, along those lines. They're probably not going to be ecstatic about the surge in energy prices. You're not going to get any rate cuts like that. Maybe you get one later this year. But I'm also wondering if they're going to acknowledge some of the stress we've seen in private credit as of late and kind of, act as a backstop or like just to instill confidence in the credit markets. Because, I was raising this example today in the live room here at TheoTrade. The regional banking crisis that we had was in 2023, right around this area. That actually was a fantastic time to be buying stocks. And so could this private credit crunch be something similar where if the Fed, they basically did backdoor interventions, during the regional banking crisis, could they do something similar along those lines this time around? So either way, there's a laundry list of things to be concerned about. There's massive hedging. You had fund managers sell stocks at one of their fastest levels in history last week. Financials have been getting crushed, massive outflows coming out from the financial sector. That's a bit of an issue because it is the second largest sector in the market behind technology. But you are up on the week so far, a little bit of a fade off the high. I must admit, I'm not really a fan of seeing 2 consecutive days, really 4 consecutive days of closing near the lows of the range of the day. Usually not the healthiest price action, but I do think there's a big rotation, kind of the market finally acknowledging that the future of finance is not in traditional banking. You'll see what I mean. Actually was able to capitalize on a trade off this just today. So, Bitcoin and Ethereum have been very resilient over the last week or two amidst equity volatility. And again, it's it's one of those things. Could this just be a short squeeze and, a corrective rally within a broader downtrend? Absolutely. But I don't think that things would be as bad as many are making them out to be right now, if crude oil or if cryptocurrency prices are going higher. Usually, if crypto is getting hammered, then you're really risk off. If crypto is rallying, then things really aren't so bad. But there's been a lot of really nice crypto adjacent trades, and I would encourage you to look into that. Not even necessarily talking like crypto miners, but had a really nice trade in the Trinity trade. Today, we just booked profits in the first half of the position on Circle Internet Group. This is a major stablecoin issuer. And you look across that landscape of just stocks related to crypto infrastructure, you are looking at Wall Street getting a bit more tokenized and more gamified, opinion markets, betting markets starting to get incorporated into traditional Wall Street stuff. And, Circle being a stablecoin issuer right at the forefront of that all. So it hit our upside target at 128. We bought on the breakout from this pattern here, locked in a nice 33% gain to start, but it looks like this thing wants more. So definitely would keep an eye on some of those crypto adjacent stocks because they are starting to move very nicely. And again, I think the whole idea of um, you know cryptos rallying in this turbulent environment is probably a good thing. And another thing to keep an eye on is how precious metals have pretty much gone sideways, falling asleep. I think a lot of that has to do with the dollar strengthening recently. But one observation I have going into the Fed tomorrow is the dollar is a bit extended near term. So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the euro get a little bit of a bid. It already is rallying some, but I wouldn't be surprised if that continued a few days after the Fed meeting. But remember the golden rule about Fed Day. The day after Fed Day matters more than Fed Day itself. And don't let the indices discourage you from the abundance of opportunities at the individual stock level that we have in this market right now. There are themes playing out. There are absolutely strong individual names. The Trinity Terminal picks up a lot of that. But, if you prefer to just look at the indices and, just play some of the themes at the macro level, tomorrow I actually am finally hosting the Wave Windows Masterclass at 3 p.m. Eastern, going to be revealing the wave break indicator, showing those how it works, how the wave break indicator works. That's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern. And basically, the next wave of AI is upon us. So a lot of what we have been dealing with in this market is noise. And, I really wouldn't be surprised to see the Nasdaq over the next few years rally as high as 100,000. So we're going to be talking about how to capitalize on the next wave, the second wave of AI, using the wave break indicator to ride NQ, futures contract trading, swing trading, holding overnight. Good positioning on that. Going to be revealing that in the masterclass tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. So hope you can join me. That's all for today, everyone. Buckle up for the Fed. Should be exciting, but trade the levels, focus on the price action, and it's all about risk versus reward. Don't trade this tape with fear. It's too late to be scared about what's going on. We have to act. We have to stay in alignment with the method and the system and let the market take care of the rest. Thanks again, everyone. See you next time.